All right, all right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Says you, it's Pastor Dow again. I'm out getting some building materials, and it's entered into my mind again as I begin to think about some of the statements that we're inundated with on a continual basis, and even I drop them as well. I talk about fascism, socialism, communism. I talk about monarchies, oligarchies, democracies, republic, anarchies, the whole nine yards. And I understand that the majority of the people are just basically sounding boards or repeaters. And when they're saying these things, many people do not even know how to define the majority of the things that they say and believe in. But I want to talk about again, and as I've done in the past before, I want to talk about the two forms that is constantly crammed down our necks and our throats. And I want to show you the difference here just for a brief moment. You can go from one news source to the next. It makes no difference. It's totally irrelevant to who it is. You can go from one news source to the next. And all you hear is democracy, 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 democracy. Now, if you are familiar with the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and people always ask me, well, why are you passing down now? Believe me, I believe that people should be limited by laws. But I'm talking about righteous laws. I don't think that people should be anarchists and just do as you will and do as you please anytime you want. And most people don't understand the reason why that we have government set up in the first place, no matter where you go. I don't care if you go from a scriptural viewpoint, political, secular, economic, makes no difference. We have to be governed as a people. And that's in order to protect ourselves from number one, each other, to protect ourselves from foreign entities, and then more than anything, to protect ourselves from a government that has literally gone wild. And that's the reason why the Constitutions and the Bill of Rights is there in the first place. And they're there to limit government intrusion in our lives. But we keep continually hearing over and over and over again, democracy, 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 until I'm just sick of it. And what they're doing, they're trying to mind numb the people, as they usually do. They're trying to manipulate your conscience, trying to make you think we're something that the founding fathers of this country never even wrote about or spoke about at all. Now, democracy is under the illusion that the majority is ruling. Now, I notice I said under the illusion because the purest form of what they call democracy, meaning the majority rules. But I want you to listen to something. Listen to me real good. And I'm not going into all the different definitions. If the majority is ruling in a so-called quote-unquote perceived democracy, then how's the hell we don't have a democracy then? I mean, that's a good question, isn't it? See, it depends on who the majority is and who's doing the ruling and who's defining who the majority is. Because when they're defining the majority, they're defining the majority of the people who have the right to make laws, change laws, and implement these laws and have effect of these laws upon you and I, the people of the citizenry, knowing that full well that our hands are tied. We pretty much can't do nothing about any of these perverted laws that they're passing today. So they're trying to dupe and deceive everybody into thinking that worldwide, I don't care what government, what nation it is, that you're in a democracy, and they're lying to you again. Now, a republic is supposed to be a people who are governed and ruled by laws. And those laws have to be agreed upon. Even when they was doing the Constitution and stuff, they just didn't sit up and just write the Constitution and stuff without sending it to the states to be ratified. And that's the reason why they came up with the Bill of Rights. And that's why I keep saying over and over and over again, you shall not, thou shalt 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 not. So whether people want to believe it or not, atheists, agnostics, makes no difference. When you're talking about certain unalienable rights that has been granted unto us in the purest sense, purest form of trying to define the language of that word is, believe it or not, is that the founding fathers or the people of this country, they believed in a God. What do you call them? The supreme being, the supreme deity, the creator universe, or whatever it is. They all come together. Atheists, agnostics, religious people, it makes no difference. They all came together and came up with these moral conduct for laws. which is, notice that today, morality is being defined by the society that we find ourselves in today, and that's the reason why we're constantly seeing an erosion of our so-called perceived granted liberties under this fascist system, which I'm not going to get into. But anyway, a republic is a people who are ruled by laws. But you look at the laws that are being passed today. You look at the laws being passed today. The people in the republic and these so-called selected officials. I didn't say elected. I said selected officials. The people did not approve of these laws, and they still don't till today. So anytime you have a nation without rule of law, you're dealing with anarchy. And that's where we're at right now. We're not a democracy. We're not a republic, like they continue to keep saying, even though people want to try to live in yesterday. You can be a republic in your mind, because that's exactly where it is. Because the majority of constitutional moderates are demonized today, literally demonized today. And immorality and anarchy is what's permeated and promoted and accepted, the accepted normal behavior in the time that we're living in right now.